happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely going to want to see this one. So we now have proof that those that have been crying the loudest on the left about Elon Musk leading our Department of Government Efficiency to audit our federal government spending should be investigated first. We now have $2 billion being found going out the door to Democrat Stacey Abrams, a non-for-profit organization that's left her in the crosshairs of Doge. Guys, I'm excited to get to this one, so we're gonna hop straight into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
The latest focus is on a nonprofit with ties to former Georgia Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams. The Free Beacon says the EPA is looking to where some $2 billion ended up. The Beacon writing out in their story that they have been looking into whether or not this money through the Powered Ford Communities received the Green Energy Grant, despite the fact that it was founded months earlier in late 2023 and never managed anywhere near the grant's dollar figure. Now, Abrams just this week was pretty vocal on X, saying she's no fan of these Doge cuts. We'll look to see if this group responds to the accusation about the money being misspent. And we're also looking to see if the president talks about what it's been like as he marks 1 month in office today. Bill?
Okay, good deal, Mark. Thanks. The plate is full, and it's 9 a.m. Nice to see you, sir. Dana.
And Senator James Langford, Republican of Oklahoma, joins us now. I just want to ask you something. On that money that went to Stacey Abrams' group and was supposedly misspent, that's what the accusation is. Can Congress claw that money back?
Yeah, that becomes a challenge. You tell me if we can get enough Democrats to be able to join us in the Senate to be able to do that. The president can do that, though, with the oversight that's actually happening and to say, how are we going to actually make sure that this is actually done? And the Department of Justice can say if this was fraudulently done, they can actually work to claw it back. It is interesting to me to be able to watch. Early days of the Biden administration, they were creating DEI programs. He was requiring all agencies to find Green New Deal ways to be able to engage, and he was cutting off oil and gas production on all federal lands. Flip the script 4 years later, we're cutting government size and we're opening up American energy. Dramatic difference between side by side in the first month.
Okay, so Elon Musk is the lead blocker on this play. Here he was with Sean last night on solving the deficit if possible.
I really want to emphasize to people that this is a very important point. If we don't solve the deficit, there won't be money for medical care. There won't be money for Social Security. We either solve the deficit or all we'll be doing is paying debt.
And guys, this is a point Elon Musk brings up that a lot of these folks on the left just don't seem to realize, or I just don't think they get it through their head. We have to solve this deficit that we're currently operating on, or we're going under. I mean, the rate that we're going at this last administration, they should not be complaining or whining about what Elon Musk is doing with Department of Government Efficiency, unless they have something to hide, like Miss Fonnie Willis over there in Georgia and Miss Stacey Abrams now coming out with her nonprofit organization, funneling in $2 billion that is now unaccounted for. I don't know, you guys. We need to see some investigation or recourse for action. There is no way that we let this slide.
Nobody's so it's got to be solved, or there's no medical care, there's no Social Security, there's no nothing. It's got to be solved. It's not optional. America will go bankrupt if this is not done. That's why I'm here.
I want you to react to that, and this is the breakdown of the money that we're hearing. Okay, they're saying $2 trillion. I don't know where they get the number. Others say $1 trillion, but we'll see how it plays out. And then you'd give $400 billion back to the taxpayer, which equals $5,000 per household. If you're trying to save money, does all that add up for you? Go.
First priority is actually get the debt down. Everyone wants free checks in the mail. There's no doubt about that. But we've got to be able to solve the debt and the deficit issues on that. Elon is correct in that we are going to continue to have high inflation and not be able to spend on the things that are critical for us: infrastructure, healthcare, education, national defense, if we actually continue to run this debt. And as people talk about power around the world on this, China continues to be able to influence other countries where we are not able to engage in some of those areas, even foreign policy, and be strategic about it because we're dealing with debt and deficit. Right now, we have to borrow money from China to be able to pay our own bills That is a weak nation's future, not a strong nation's future. Let's fix that.
Okay, guys, and then I got this clip. This is our White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, breaking it down. She's trying to also figure out why the media is so upset with Elon Musk and his audit on our federal government spending. Check this out.
In some traditionally red districts right now, complaining about what they say is the chainsaw approach and saying that it's been done very sloppily, the cuts to jobs and spending. How do you respond to that criticism?
I love how the media takes a few critics when the overwhelming response from the American people is support for what this administration is doing. If you look at the public polling, 70% of Americans, according to CBS, believe that President Trump is delivering on the promises he made. And there should be no secret about the fact that this administration is committed to cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. The president campaigned on that promise. Americans elected him on that promise, and he's actually delivering on it. And this is something that Democrats promised they would do for decades. President Trump is just the first president to get it done.
Let me ask you about the fraud, if I can. We can all have our own opinion about what is wasteful spending, and Republicans have praised the president for cutting wasteful spending, but fraud, of course, is a crime. So have you turned over evidence of fraud to the Justice Department, and when should we expect to see those indictments?
It's a clever question. First of all, I think all Americans would agree that funding mastectomies in Mozambique is not something that the American people should be funding, or DEI programs. I think it's fraudulent that the American government has been ripping off taxpayers in this way. And we also do know there has been extensive fraud, particularly if you look at Social Security. In fact, according to an IG report from the Social Security Administration, there was $71 billion worth of fraud in one single fiscal year that we know about. And so that is a lot of fraud, Peter, that the government has admitted to. So this administration is committed to finding even more of that fraud, waste, and abuse.
To be clear, that $71 billion was from 2015 to 2022, so it wasn't in just 1 year, and it was
$71 billion.
But it wasn't in 1 year, just to be clear.
In one report.
And it was in one report over multiple years, from 2015 to 2022.
So are you defending $71 billion in fraud, Peter? That's a lot of money, far too much, and that's why this administration. Why is the media so against cutting waste, fraud, and abuse from the government? I don't get it.
I just want to ask a question.
They get hung, and that's another thing. Caroline's bringing up a great point. They get hung up on the wrong points. I mean, you want to nitpick, hey, okay, maybe it wasn't over 1 year, but guess what? There was still $71 billion wasted. The links that these lunatics on the left will go in order to cover up or defend the wasteful, fraudulent, abusive government spending is nuts, guys. It's absolutely nuts. You would have thought they were getting kickbacks as well.
Why is the media so against cutting waste, fraud, and abuse from the government? I don't get it.
I just want to ask a question.
We won't be deterred. We will not be deterred from people like you and the press who are clearly adamantly opposed to cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. But we know that American taxpayers at home who have been struggling with an inflationary crisis don't want their tax dollars going towards crazy DEI programs in countries overseas. They also don't like the fact that there has been $71 billion worth of fraud in Social Security and improper payments going out the door. That's a problem that needs to be fixed, and President Trump is going to fix it. That's your.
I've heard that too, guys. I've seen in my comments, actually, someone said that their wife's Social Security number was used, or her information was used in order to collect or steal her checks, her Social Security income. I was like, wow. And this is coming from illegals. I'm pretty sure the illegals are the ones who are hot on the trail for Social Security numbers and birth certificates right now. So it just shows you guys there is tons of fraud, corruption, waste, abuse going on that Elon Musk and Department of Government officials need to tackle. It's actually nuts to see. Once you start to get to the bottom of it, who's all getting these kickbacks? And what did I say when we first kicked off this rodeo? I said those who are hollering and screaming the loudest know exactly where their bodies are hidden, and lo and behold, the same actors, the rogue agents. We seen the Letitia James, the Stacey Abrams, the Fonnie Willises. Those are the folks that we need to be paying attention to. They've been kicking and screaming about Elon Musk, about Donald Trump, their doings, guys. We need to check out all those folks. And guys, I'm telling you right now, this is only the start a lot of uncovering, deep diving, and digging into these corruption, the wasteful, abusive spending, the fraudulent spending that we've been seeing within our federal government, really reclaiming our tax dollars, guys. But definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.